So today we'll be preparing one of the most delicious and loved desserts in Hyderabad. It is Khubani-ka-Meetha. I happened to taste it during a buffet and I loved it immensely. So I thought I should give it a try. So here are the apricots I'm using. These are the dried ones. They are pitted. That means they do not have seed inside them. So there is another variety available too, a brown one with seed inside. You can prepare with either of these. So these are the apricots I'll be using. I washed it thoroughly for about 3 times. After washing it completely, I soaked it in water overnight. So I filled it with water and soaked it overnight. And the next day, this is how they looked. Completely swollen after absorbing water. This is how they looked like. So yes, this is how they're supposed to look like before we make our sweet. So keep this water, do not drain it away. We'll be using it while preparing the dish. Now I'm chopping this. You can actually add them as they are. Most of the people do it, but I thought it is better to chop them because it will be easier while eating for us. You can cook it in either way. You can just keep them there as it is, add them to the pan and then mash them later, or you can just cut them into small pieces and add it to the pan. Up to you, whichever way you find it preferable. So yes, this is how I chopped all my apricots. So I took a pan, switched on the stove and added these apricots, and this is the water, not the whole quantity of water, just 1 small cup of water of the soaked apricots. That is the water I've used for preparing the sweet. Now since I am using about 350 grams, I took about 3/4 cup of sugar. For 200 grams, half cup of sugar will do. Since I'm using 350 grams, so I added 3/4 cup of sugar. Based on your choice, you can add sugar. You can add it later too. If you are not happy with its sweetness, you can add sugar later too. So keep on mixing it. Now these apricots are supposed to boil for about 20 to 25 minutes. That is how they soften and give that halwa kind of consistency. So here we go. They are supposed to be cooked in the sugar syrup. So yes, I closed the lid and then after a few minutes I saw this is how it is. It's getting cooked properly, just the way we want it to be. So stir it for a few minutes and then you can replace the glass. So after some time again I checked it. This is actually a very simple sweet. You do not have to stand right there itself and keep on stirring or look for any sugar consistency as such. Just a simple normal sweet that tastes extremely delicious. So meanwhile I actually fried few almonds and cashews in another pan in ghee. I'll be chopping them into small pieces and adding it to the sweet at the end. Usually some apricots which will have seeds and you can add them too, just the way we add almonds to the sweet. Now I'm adding some vanilla extract. This will give that lovely flavor to our dish. Vanilla is such a flavor that it brings deliciousness out of any sweet. So here we go. We're almost done. Now I'm preparing custard, just some simple custard. It's already boiled milk, and I took some cold milk aside, boiled and cooled milk aside. So I'm adding about 1/4 cup of sugar to the milk. Let it boil. It has to be reduced. Meanwhile, I kept another bowl with cold milk. I mixed some custard powder in it, the vanilla custard powder. This is the powder I am using. So just about 2 full spoons I added and mixed it in cold milk. We usually do this process because if you add it directly to the hot milk, the custard powder has tendency to form lumps. To avoid it, we are actually mixing it in cold milk and then adding it. Once it dissolves completely in that cold milk, then we add it to the milk. So usually we eat this dish along with custard. If we pour custard over the Khubani-ka-Meetha, it tastes extremely delicious. It doesn't exactly have to be vanilla. You can make strawberry custard too, or butterscotch. Anything will taste good with it. So here is our Khubani-ka-Meetha. It's come out really well. It looks delicious. So I added few nuts, and it tasted extremely delicious. And do give it a try. I'm sure you're going to love it. So here I'm going to serve it in a glass so that I can top it with some nuts and add some custard over it. So here we go. Here is our glass filled with that lovely delicious Khubani-ka-Meetha. Now I topped it with few nuts, and then now I'm pouring some vanilla custard we prepared earlier. I kept it in fridge so that it will cool down a bit. So over the hot Khubani-ka-Meetha, I am pouring this cold vanilla custard. Now that does look appealing, doesn't it? So yes, I added few more nuts. You can never have enough of them, right? So here it is, our delicious dessert. Do give it a try. I'm sure you're going to love it. All the adults as well as kids will like this dessert. And since you have seen, it can be easily prepared. All you have to do is soak the apricots the day before, and there you're done. So here it is, our lovely dessert. Do give it a try. Thank you.